Happy birthday if it's your birthday, happy belated birthday if it's in the past, happy future birthday if it's in the future. My name is Lime Green, and welcome back to the Out of Time Podcast, the podcast where you, yes you, request me games that I've never played before. And guess what? I had never played Sonic Mania before this point, and more specifically, we're going to be talking about Hydrocity Zone Acts 1 and 2 this time. So if you're a fan of that zone, I guess you came to the right place. And more specifically than that, I have a hot take, maybe, who knows. I think Sonic does water levels better than Mario. Maybe both 2D and 3D, I don't know. I can't really think of a 3D Sonic game that has water levels in it. I'm not sure. If you know of any, let me know in the comments. All I can think of is Sonic 06 with a giant whale. But hear me out. Sonic has the bubble mechanic, searching for air. In this level, he has the little parts where you ride on the boat, you can go through the wings, and run across water, right? And then you can float on the little currents. You can get inside a bubble and then ride the currents of water or air, whatever. They do a lot with the idea of water levels in this game. There's probably more instances that I'm forgetting about. But in Mario, all I can think of is they do off the top of my head is, water in the fire. Why? Fire in the water. Why? Sonic, they really go next level with, at least in this game. Maybe they drop the ball in the others. Who can say? With being in a water level. They have the gondolas. That's what they're called. I couldn't remember earlier. Just called them boats. And even though this level is hard, you gotta respect it. It's a hard water level. It challenges your skill. It's not unfairly hard, I think. And the main gimmick is like these little propeller blades that push out air, and you have to become like bubble form, and it blows you around. That's Act 1, and then you go up to the boss, and it's like Robotnik in a little scuba gear, and he's like, "Oh boy, I'm gonna get you this stuff." And it reminds me of, there's a Shantae game. I couldn't tell you which, and it turns into a side scroller. Also reminds me of Shovel Knight in the tower when you have to climb to the top. Yeah, this part is a little tricky. And then the second phase, I really like what they did here, where you have to like suck them up in the giant, I'm not sure what you call it, kind of like the Eggmobile. Turns into like you're the boss. Kind of takes a page out of Nefarious's book. I think they came out around the same time. And then you jump into Act 2. And Act 2, the gimmick is kind of like you jump onto like these rotating platforms. It's kind of different from the last one. You got like little cannon guys. And then the whole thing here is you hold, it's kind of like I'm blanking out on the Sonic level. Level where you're outside the ship. But once you're outside the ship, they have this mechanic where you're holding on to like the pipes and stuff. I think that's in Sonic 2. Or originated in Sonic 2. But you're holding on to the pipes and, you know, you have to stop yourself from, or direct yourself to fly in the right direction. So this whole level's about, you know, kind of navigate yourself in the right direction. And it's also got, you know, a little bit of water, but not overly water like the last one. But I think the boss is like where everything's like, holy. Yeah, the boss is just like Eggman in like this giant, I guess, plane type deal? Or underwater, I guess a sub is more apt. But you're just in this giant tunnel. Took me a couple of tries to figure out what was actually going on. And there's a bunch of spikes. And he's coming at you. And you essentially need to pick a path. And then like navigate your way through an onslaught of spikes and then hit the bomb, or let you flow with the current and hit the bomb. And then once you touch the bomb, you have to move out of the way so it hits him, all while you make sure you don't run out of breath. Because, you know, you're still underwater, so you need to make sure you're getting bubbles. But eventually, they start not giving you bubbles, and the only way to get bubbles from that point on is just to, you know, slam the bombs into Robotnik. And then you think the whole fight is over once you hit him, like, after, I think, like, 3 times. But no, there's another phase where you pop out in like this little cavern and you get thrown into like, I guess, Robotnik's washing machine. That fight, or that phase rather, is much easier. I think I did on my first try. He just like tosses you around a little bit, and then you pop out and knock him on his noggin. Overall, that entire Act 2, or boss on Act 2, that took me quite a bit. I stand by what I said. I think Sonic innovates water levels, but they really put you through the gauntlet. Let me just say, I think Hydrocity Zone is a decent level. Definitely B tier. Low B, high C.